Power 106 Saturday Night Loud. It's your boy DJ Wavy, and we got a special guest, three special guests in the building. Kai Cash, the world famous DJ Drama, and the world famous Don Cannon.
Yes,
what's
Thanksgiving.
up, gentlemen?
What's up, Wavy?
I'm chilling,
it's Wavy
man.
world right now.
Can't complain.
Trying to be, man.
Good
Kai Cash.
good to see you up here, my brother.
We go back.
Facts.
We met through my brother King Combs.
Yes, sir.
We did a small little, like I would say, a little tour,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Been a fan.
Thank you.
How does it feel to this journey, bro? Like
Amazing. I mean, you was there when I was really first starting, so it's like it's really just a dream come true. Like I always knew it would happen. I didn't know how it was gonna happen.
Right.
I'm loving the way it's going, but that's all I can really say. Like I'm super happy to be here, bro.
From New York.
For real. Yes, sir.
Brooklyn to be specific?
Yeah.
Okay. How did this come about? You and Cannon, you and Drama generation now?
So I ended up, staying down in Atlanta for a little bit of time. And, in Atlanta, studios is like a corner store in New York. Like, he's running everybody in the studio. Studio hopping and all that, making music. And, my name had come across their table. And basically, one day they just hit me like, yo, let's see what it's talking about. Play some music. Rest is history, bro. For real. It's that simple. But it wasn't simple, but it's that simple.
Right. Was there what did you guys was there something that caught y'all eye with Kai individually? Don or Drama?
I mean, he's a spitter, real spitter. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Convicted, real focused. Every so often you just find those focused people, and those are the ones I think we like to dial into. People that know what they want to do, when they're going to do it, their timeline, and just being able to, be patient enough to see the timeline out. So, yeah,
definitely. It was definitely the raps and what Cannon said, as well as like, you when it comes to hip hop, like it's always something special about a voice that can cut through the record, cut through the beat, and Kai has that tone. He has that voice, as well as the bars that like you could tell like. When when you first hear a record, when you second hear a record, and you hear Kai, and you hear his ad libs and him going in, it's like, oh yeah, that's special.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Kai, where do you think you got your style, or like obviously, Pops is a legend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His background and everything. But like, where would you say you got your style, the love for music?
Definitely his background, my mom's background too. Like, she used to play a lot of just great music. Her ear is very versatile. So on the weekends when she cleaning up, shit like that, it's just like I'm hearing everything she playing, and it's not just rap, it's not just R&B, it's jazz, it's gospel, it's a little bit of everything. And I kind of knew good music from the jump. My dad kind of had me on the like being able to see the aspect of like being lit and having this as a job. My mom, she helped me develop my ear and my taste for music. And I would just say it was really just my parents, what they showed me, for real.
And when all y'all locked into the studio and you guys with Kai, do you guys are like, y'all kind of just let him do his thing, or you guys like coaching him? And
a little bit of both. I mean, the coaching is very important. Popovich, those type of things have to go on. But when he's in there, I think first, creating music with him, I'll give him the music and just step away from him. I don't want to cause that type of pressure, especially like he likes to record alone. I'll just come back and listen to it. But it's also just post-production and just the stories, just everything that we're telling him, I think he absorbs that like a sponge and kind of like, carries that out in the music.
And you think it's important to be coachable, Kai, but you being in the room with, people like them, like, did you feel any type of pressure or any type of like emotions as far as like, oh shit, this is like.
In the beginning, I felt a little bit of pressure, because I wanted to be like, this is Drama and Cannon. This is like, how these niggas.
Right.
I gotta show them proof.
Gotta
for
come
real.
correct, yeah.
But the same feeling and emotions that I get is just like, I cherish every piece of this. Even now, like, we've known each other for quite some time now, but it's just like, it still feels the same. Like, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Like, this shit is lit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm learning new things about them. I'm hearing stories. And then we all doing these runs together. It's just like, I'm getting the same new information you getting right now. So for me, it's just like, I'm just still a student at the end of the day.
It's like it's good to build camaraderie and like family atmosphere within like your company, your label. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was dope. We just came from another interview, and when we walked in the room, the dude said, like, man, your whole label is with you. Like,
Facts.
you know, everybody don't get that. Like, some artists come in here and they just be nervous because it just be them. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, like Kai just touched on, like, you know, we're a very boutique company. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of employees. Like, you know, we all been working together, known each other for quite some time. So, you know, I just think that creates an environment where it doesn't, you know, initially he comes in like, wow, that's Lake Drama and Cannon, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, then at some point we become one of the guys. And then a lot of times it makes it that much easier to give advice, give criticism, you know, give jewels, give knowledge. So it's not necessarily like a parent coming at you telling you what to do type situation.
Right.
Facts.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, what is I know you guys got a project y'all working on right now.
Yeah.
Could we get into that? Like, what's the name of that?
Cash Rules is coming out on April 25th.
Cash Rules. Why that name?
So Cash Rules to me, it was just like kind of self-explanatory. Cash Rules, Kai Cash Rules, of course. Then the second meaning, you know, money make the world go round.
Right.
But the most important meaning is just like cash is a filler word. So whatever you deem important, whether it's your faith, it's your family, it's your creativity, whatever it is, cash is just a stand-in. It's a filler for that, just so everybody can relate to it. And I feel like on the project, I touch so many different topics, and just I have so many different flavors of music. Everybody gonna be able to relate to it in some way, shape, or form.
All right. Do you have features on this?
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep those quiet.
Okay. All right. Have y'all shot any like videos or visuals or anything?
Facts. I just put out my last single, What You Want, I think last week. I put out a single called You See It maybe a month ago. And we're about to shoot the next joint that's coming out with the project.
All the videos that I've seen, like even like from your old to current, like, they're different in a very good way. And
Yes,
I say that to ask, like, how hands-on are you with your visuals or with your creative process? Because it's not, I'm not gonna say it's like nothing that I've never seen before, but for your age and what you're doing, what you're talking about, somebody that can relate, it's just like, I'm not seeing that right now from somebody in, you know what I'm saying, in our camps, in our spaces. So how hands-on are you with the...
It's like, me being a creative, I know how important it is to let another creative get their idea off, but I make sure I don't do the cliche rapper shit. And that's why I think it comes off as such a different type of vibe. Because it's like, we're not really doing nothing too crazy just yet. But I make that a point. Like, if I don't say much of anything about it, I'm going to just make sure, like, yo, let's not do what we see everybody doing right now. Because it's easy to shoot the video on the block with your homies and call it a day.
Right.
It's just like, I feel like we're missing so much creativity. So for me, it's like, you know, let's think about it a little bit. And then the people that I choose to work with, is just like, I know that y'all have the same level of respect for the creation and the art than I, sometimes maybe even more than I do. So that's really how I go about it.
Do you feel like they sometimes people, maybe not necessarily in your camp, it could be friends, family, that don't understand the vision? Maybe maybe we should do this, Kai, or maybe that ain't...
I mean, it comes with the territory though. It's just like, at the end of the day, I gotta go with what I think is best for me. If it don't work, it don't work. If it does, it does. Sometimes I'm open to the the criticism and whatever may occur, but for the most part, it's just like, I'ma just go with my gut, trust my instinct, and sometimes it's what somebody else told me. It's like, so it's a little bit of both. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, he had that situation somewhat where you see it.
Facts. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He did.
But it ended up being, because my thing is, I didn't come here to just be stubborn. Like, I got in this position and I got with this group of people because of their levels of expertise in this field that I want to be a superstar in. So it's just like, I do have to take that into consideration a lot of the time. Like, they know what they talking about. I'm not going to just be like, if I wanted to just be like, nah, I don't want to do that, they'll be like, all right, cool.
Do you feel like, what is something like that you feel like you've changed since being with Generation now, or being amongst the greats? Like, what is something that Kai has changed?
Ooh, that's a good question.
If you have.
I'm about to say, I feel like my person has changed over these past 3 years. Like, I've just grown up. More than anything, like, with Kai Cash, it's more so my government name. Like, as a person, I grew up a lot. Because I'm, like, in this system, it was just, like, me doing my own thing. Like, how you said you met me in the CYN system, where it's just, like, I'm a group nigga. Now it's just, like, you spreading your wings and you flying on your own.
Right.
how are you gonna maneuver through this? Like, what choices are you gonna decide to make? Like, what are you gonna do? So for me, it was just like having to really learn who I was, and I feel like that was the biggest change that could have came, and it's the best change. It's growth for real.
For sure. Cannon Drummer, have y'all like? Because I know it's not too many artists that can even like rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I say that respectfully, but is there anything specific that you guys are looking for in like artists as far as like when you guys do actually begin to work with them? Because it's not too many that get the opportunity. Like, is there anything specific, like you said, coachable or just?
I'm a snob, man. I'm a snob. I don't know what to blame it on. Sometimes I'll be just saying anything. I'll be like, I'm a purist. Sometimes I don't even know what that means sometimes because I do listen to ghetto music sometimes, you know what I mean? But, you know, at the end of the day, it could be anybody that's really, really wanting it. Like, you could see it in them, like the artists we look at. Like, you could look at Kai and just know that he looking past you. Like, in his brain is systematic, like the way he's, you know, those are the special guys. Like, you know, like I said, like we grew up in hip hop and we had super, super, super talented bar down rappers, but then we also had some that weren't bar, but that were also super talented, but they also saw a vision for themselves. And I think that's where the threshold goes for us. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like we take an unconventional approach. You know, we come from a era like where, to me, when I was growing up, it felt like, you know, rappers were like larger than life. You know what I'm saying? They were like Marvel superheroes. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And everybody was different. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody sounded like or dressed like or like the other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, you know, there were times when somebody would come along and it would be a couple copycats that try, but just in general, I say that to say, like, you know, when it comes to like what we look for or what we're attracted to, like it's someone that's not necessarily like following the pack but leading the pack. You know, if you look at our roster or, you know, the artists we rock with, and, you know, even before Generation Now, like even through the mixtape game and like the wide array of, you know, of artists that we've worked for, from the, you know, the Jeezys to the Kid Cudis to, you know, I mean, everything in between. Yeah, it's just like, you know what I'm saying, I think that's what attracts us as something that people wouldn't necessarily expect or maybe out of left field, you know what I'm saying, and something they would expect in the same way. Like, again, like, you know, we come from the cloth, and, you know, Kai is cut from that same cloth, so for us it makes perfect sense. Right.
Kai, you when we were doing shows and stuff, I saw that you were very like, you know, you got some dudes that's gonna smoke their weed, take the shots, do whatever. Yeah. I always saw you kind of like zenned off, kind of getting into that mode. You would even come communicate with me, Wavy, we doing this is that, cut out here. How important is it for prepping for shows? Because you're an amazing performer. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So like, what goes into that aura, like even when you're recording in the studio and stuff, like how do you prep for all that, get into that zone? Craziest
thing for me, the shows is like sometimes more important than the studio sessions, because I know how great I am of a rapper. It's just like second nature. Show is just like, there's always room for improvement to me. So for the show, I make sure I stay away from any type of substance or inebriation or anything of that nature, because it's just like I don't want to fuck up. Yeah. Because for a lot of people, it's just like, this might be your first time ever seeing me, and if I can't get y'all with the words, I'm gonna at least get y'all with this performance, how I carry myself on the stage, and that's super important to me. So that process is way different than a recording process. Like, I do shit like I won't allow myself to eat maybe for the whole day until I know that the show is over, because I can reward myself for something. I just have a crazy way of thinking about my performances. Right. Studio is just like, I can say, like, I like to be in there by myself. Sometimes I have people in there just so I'm not biased. But for the most part, it's just like, I can knock out 7 songs in one session. Right. But I just be like,
Do you think it was like easier or harder, the fact that you with them now and your beat selections? Was it like, damn, I got so much to choose from, or was it more simplified to where you're like, okay, instead of having to go choose from?
It was more simplified, because now having the studio is just like, I get producers to pull up on me, for one. For two, it's a lot of in-house production at GN, especially with Cannon. Me and Cannon, we always in the studio together. And I really don't like I'll work with maybe like 4 or 5 producers at a time. I don't try to sift through a bunch of producers because I know so many people. I can get beats from anywhere in the world. Right. And it's just like, right now, the vibe I'm on, I know these 4 producers know exactly what to do. And I don't even have to, we don't got to go back and forth or nothing. Everybody else is just like, when that time comes, we'll work. But other than that, I keep it a little bit more simplified for myself because I know how chaotic it can get, especially now. Everybody want to send a beat.
Okay. I respect that. What can your fans take from this tape? What are you giving them?
It's like a new for the people that already been fans. It's just a new version of me. It's you see the growth with the videos. You hear the growth and how I'm coming. Pause. I feel like everything is just a growing phase. We see a lot of artists that have been lit for a long time fail to kind of grow up with their audience. And I'm still very new in the game, but I know like you got to grow up. Like as you get older, your demographic may grow with you. And even if they don't, you still want to be able to show people that you've evolved and you elevated. So for me, it's just like it's about evolution and growth, and I'm just putting that out there for the world because I want to see even the consumer be able to grow in ways. If I can help you grow in any way, shape, or form, that's fire to me. Like even if it's the way you have fun. Like, I'm not on some super spiritual, miracle, lyrical, spiritual shit. But it's just like it's just growth, evolution, and development.
Before I let y'all go too, back to you two gentlemen, like y'all been through a lot of shit. Good, bad, you know what I'm saying?
Ugly,
you know what I mean? What is something that, like, has there ever been a moment where y'all just like, fuck it, like I'm cool on this shit?
Not since, for me, I mean, right before we, like, things really, really took off, it was a point where we were part of another DJ collective before we started the affiliates, and like, I think because of that situation, we were kind of like battling for attention in some ways. So like money had got a little short and tight and pause and I remember thinking like, man, I might have to move back to Philly and just get a regular job or something. Like, I don't know if this thing is working, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I looked up. A couple weeks later, we had just started the affiliates, and I hired a couple new people, and then next thing I know, my bank account just started rising and rising and rising. And I say that to say, like, to anybody listening or chasing your dreams, like, that plan A, like, see it through as much as you can. I tell people all the time, like, even if you got to work another job, like if you're something that you love, like, make sure you always give yourself time, at least an hour throughout your day where you can, put to yourself, put to the craft, put to doing something that you love, and, it'll pay off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, creating is like brushing my teeth. So I can never like leave that alone. I could see myself 60, 65. Am I playing the same game with the industry? No. But I love creating. It's just a part. Like, it's how how I become happy, how I'm sad. It's just part of it. And it don't lock down to just making music. It's just being a creative in itself. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm super random with things. I may just start DJing and practicing. I might just start doing interviews. It's just whatever is going to keep my spirit moving. That's what I'm into. But there's never been a time where I was like, I want to quit. It's been times where I was like, yo, I don't like that business. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Step away from that.
But and I feel like you guys, like you two specifically, y'all shed so much light on everybody else, the youth, everybody upcoming, even if it's y'all artists, it's not. I see you on TikTok all the time, cooking up, interacting with your fans. I could call Drama anytime he's answering any type of little advice and stuff. So I feel like, is it get any type of pressure to be like, you know what I'm saying, I'm helping so many people, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Is it just like a faith thing?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know if he thinks
don't
that
even
way
look
either.
at it like that.
Yeah, it was just natural.
Yeah, it's natural.
Like, we came up. We didn't have like I always tell. We didn't have like Russell Simmons and all them like put their arm around us and be like, "Yo, I see y'all young folks doing it. This how y'all really do it." Mm-hmm. We just was working and then stuff happened. So it wasn't like helping the next person was like shit. We ain't had to help. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple people that helped steer us like with certain things, but like that's what we do on a daily.
And it doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt to help. Like, and I'm somebody. I mean, people find this crazy all the time, but like, I have artists that come up to me or want to give me their project or may ask for my number. Like, you might catch me on a good day. I might not know you from nothing. Right. I'll give you my number, and I just say that to say like when I was doing mixtapes, the first person to ever call my phone to want to freestyle for me on a tape was T.I.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Now imagine if I wouldn't have taken that call. Right. You know what I mean? Now obviously times have changed. I get a lot more phone calls, but I just say that to say like you never know. You never know. So by not helping the next person, you're stopping your own blessings. That's you know what I'm saying? And we've seen people come, we've seen people go. Like we've been very blessed to be in this game for quite some time now. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't happen by not lending a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? Just shout to you, shout to Charisma. Like, you know what I'm saying? Since we've been here, we've seen y'all do amazing things and come up like appreciate that. Do you know what I'm saying? And kill the game. Yeah. So I tell people all the time, I remember when nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? So I think when you put it in that aspect and think like, yo, there's another side of this even after success where it doesn't have to be handed or given or able. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's part of it is the give back. Yeah. And it's after making yourself successful and then, becoming successful with your brothers, your friends, people you've known since, y'all were like teenagers damn near, right. To be able to make other people successful and rich, I mean, that doesn't get any better than that.
I respect it, man. That's beautiful. Some good advice I needed right now. Shit.
He was sitting there taking it out.
I'm like, damn.
This some shit right
Shit, man, I love what y'all doing. Love the movement. You know what I'm saying? Kai, it's amazing what you got going, brother. I love the journey and stuff. So I'm excited to hear more of the music. Yes, excited for the tape. You already know anything you need this way. It's all love, brother.
I'm sending everything your way.
Kai Cash, we appreciate you stopping through, brother. Drama. Appreciate you, Don Cannon.
Absolutely.
Man, we got the legends in the building tonight, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Kai Cash pulled up on us, New York, Brooklyn. Yes, you know what I mean? You gonna pull back up on us, right?
Of course.
Absolutely. For sure.
We headed to Dreamville, and then we'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Facts.
Kai Cash in the building, man. Power 106, LA's #1 for hip-hop. You dig?